What is happening, everybody? My name is Julius, and I am here once again with a podcast because, as you all know, we tolerate comics. And I am here with a very good friend of mine, someone who
Oh,
is
no, no, no. One crazy motherfucking good friend. Get it right.
I. That's a good label for you. One crazy motherfucking friend.
Well, one crazy motherfucker would have been just fine, but you had to add friend in there, so
Hey, you're my buddy, all right? You're my friend. You're one of my closest friends. And we love talking about comics with each other and everything.
that's true.
And Justin's been, this is Justin, and he's been on the podcast a couple times talking about different films and everything, but this is your first one on the comic book centric one. A couple weeks ago, we had Daniel on talking about Superman versus He-Man, fucking the first detective comics featuring Batman. And now we got some really cool books to talk about, he and I. But you might recognize Justin's voice from a very recent video, the Spider-Man 4 video, Pitch It, where Justin here voiced the Scorpion, Matt Gargan.
I think I've done a little bit more than just that voice on several different projects in several different states, but okay.
No, absolutely, for sure, for sure. But one that people will definitely recognize you from is that one because you gave such a like a fun performance as that character, Spider-Man. It's like
Some of you should have been there. Julius was actually kind of thinking that I could have been a pretty good voice actor.
I still think that Justin has helped me out so many times with all my projects and everything, and I love having him on all sorts of things. And you got good energy, kid. You got some good energy.
Well, like Robert Pattinson's energy.
Yeah, no, you got that Michael Keaton Beetlejuice energy.
Damn, I kind of consider myself like a little bit of a, not a lot, just a little bit of a Robin Williams energy, if that makes any sense.
Oh my God, Robin Williams had he gone super violent.
I mean that guy, like, I mean, have you seen his acting career? Like, the guy's a
Oh yeah.
the guy's a damn legend, okay?
Oh my God, still a legend.
You want to know what you want to know what's messed up? I had to find out like 20 years after I've seen the damn movie. Remember that movie that came out like early 2000s, Robots?
Yeah,
I had to fucking find out. I think like what was it? I think when I was 23, I had to find out that Robin Williams was the fucking Red Robot Bender.
yeah, yeah, dude.
And then I was just
It's
like, wait,
him.
what the fuck? Wait, that's Robin Williams?
That's Robin Williams? What? Holy shit.
I thought it was somebody else, but oh well.
It was him. It was him.
Mhm.
I could only imagine you voicing the genie in Aladdin. It's like, would
Oh
you hurry up with
hell
these fucking wishes?
no. Nah, I think I could do a pretty good convincing Stitch.
Oh shit, try it out.
Me back on a twister. I think I said that wrong. But
They should have
anyways, let's
hired
get to the
you.
topic at hand.
Hey man, but before that, I just want to say they should have hired you for Stitch in this new live action film. Just saying.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm. Well, would have I would have fucking given an Oscar worthy performance.
Lilo, you're such a bitch.
God damn it.
All right. Well, before we get into the books themselves, because I'm very excited to talk about the books that we have to talk about. Since we were talking about Spider-Man and Justin being in the pitch for Spider-Man 4, something came out recently about Spider-Man 4. Uh,
Oh, here we fucking go.
um,
It's
so
just
it's
more
no
bad shit
secret.
news after bad shit news.
Well, it's no secret that Spider-Man 4 is going to come out eventually. I don't know if it's coming out in between Doomsday and Secret Wars or beforehand, but it is going to be released within the multiverse saga. And like Justin, I was very like Justin and everybody who saw the movie, I was very excited for at the end of No Way Home. They set up Tom Holland Spider-Man to be kind of the Spider-Man we know, in New York, swinging around, doing his thing. The villains, I mean, you can watch our video, like what we hoped to see for Spider-Man 4, just that grounded kind of element. But the report is now that this film is going to be heavily utilizing the multiverse, where he's even going to be he's going to be traveling within the multiverse, um, Tom Holland Spider-Man. And I know how I feel, and I know how Justin feels, but I want you to tell the audience what you think about this idea.
I'll tell you what I think. It's probably like the dumbest damn thing that Sony could really do right now. Because here's the thing:
Hmm.
No Way Home. I mean, I guess you could say it's not, but at the same time, it practically was a multiversal film.
Yeah,
And like, come on, bro, like for something multiverse and shit like that, like leave that shit to Doctor Strange or fucking the Fantastic Four, bruv. Like Spider-Man,
yeah.
you're like Sony's already doing that with Into the Spider-Verse. So like leave that shit for Miles, dude. Like for real. Like leave that shit for Miles, okay? Focus on Tom's Peter like doing the shit that we've been wanting him to do for a while now. Street level shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with this film, like but I really like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I really enjoy him. I know he's probably the most criticized of all the actors who play Spider-Man, which I think is
Oh
unfair
yeah.
just because, I think it's unfair because I think he does a really great job as the character. And I've been down with what they've been doing with him, especially since how No Way Home ended. He's on, that scene with him at the very end going on into New York during Christmas is
And
perfect.
that
It
suit,
is
bro. That
in that
suit.
suit, it's perfect. It is Spider-Man pure, and
It's not
I was
perfect,
very
dude. It's
disappointed.
not perfect. It's symbolic.
It is. It is. It characterizes his version perfectly, I think. And
Well, here's how
yeah.
something here's how, in my opinion, like we got to that point. Okay. And this is gonna sound a little bit criticism, but it took Toby and Andrew seeing them in their fucking suits, like, and the energy that they kind of like gave for him to get to that point, Tom to get to that point.
Hmm.
Like literally, the like he got the inspiration from both of them on
Yeah.
the suit and the way how to act. Like fuck.
I love that. That's one of my favorite parts of that film is that like in each film he's had kind of a mentor. In the first film it's Iron Man, even though Iron Man is kind of like, screw
Yeah.
you. He wanted it to be Mysterio in the second film, but he had to kind of work his own way. And now in his darkest point, the person who's kind of the people who are really teaching him are him. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I love that. I love that. That's why I was so excited about the prospect of, hey, he's gonna do his thing. He's Spider-Man now in New York on his own. He's completely alone at this point. But now with the whole multiverse angle, I mean, you can still tell that story, and I understand why they're going in that direction to a certain extent. But I really wish the multiverse stuff for him would have been saved for like, Doomsday and Secret Wars, where it's appropriate,
Specifically Secret Wars. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I get that we're in the multiverse saga and everything, but not everything that has come out within it is about that.
Yeah,
Like,
see? Especially
you
with
know,
some of their big name characters.
yeah, Shang-Chi was not about that. Moon Knight, um, Miss Marvel, I don't think, no, it wasn't really about that.
No, it
No,
wasn't really.
yeah, yeah, a lot of stuff has actually, but those are
Indirectly,
some
some has.
examples. Yeah, absolutely, for sure, I get it. But Spider-Man, I don't know, it's a real wait and see moment for me because they've bought some time. Marvel has bought some time with me because they've had a pretty good year, all things considered. Um, but it's a little disappointing, bro.
it's not that it's just disappointing, dude. It's just like what's pissing all of us off is uh Sony's listening to the money, bro, when they really should be listening to the fans, dude. And not
Yeah.
only that, but like the old rumors that we got, I think I don't know how long they were. That was like a year or a year and a half
Yeah, it
ago
might have been a year ago.
of it being like a street level civil war. Like that would have been fine for me, dude.
That would have been perfect.
Can you imagine that shit? Like street level shit. Uh, God.
Yeah. With Daredevil, I mean, dude,
And Jessica Jones, fucking
Jessica
Luke
Jones, I
Cage.
mean, the number one thing that most Spider-Man fans want to see is just Spider-Man and Daredevil together. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
that's
And
the ultimate team up. And
that would be amazing.
not only that, dude, but like here's the thing. They made a point when they were doing when they were showing up all of like the Spider-Man villains in No Way Home. Uh, and not only that, but they were also showing us like, hey, you know what? There's a lot of villains that they've already done and stuff like that. So it, they kind of gave us like a little bit of a sneak peek that maybe Kingpin could be like Tom's equivalent to Green Goblin in this fucking universe.
Yeah, yeah,
And like, bruh,
as he
like
should be.
I can already imagine like just Kingpin and Tom and Spider-Man having like possibly one of like the best arguments, the best scenes, and the best fucking fights in the MCU.
Yeah,
I
no, that
can
would be
picture that.
that's the dream. That's the dream that we want. That is the dream that both Tom Holland and Vincent D'Onofrio want
Oh yeah.
because that's
Dude,
that's the matchup. That's the matchup.
those guys geek the hell out.
Yeah, dude, those are two of the best MCU characters
Oh
right
hell
there.
yeah, dude. And if you
Yeah,
and what's interesting about that is that they're both very conflicting sides of one another. One
yeah,
opposes the other greatly, okay? One is responsible while the other one is irresponsible. One wants to do follow shit by good standards, and the other one just wants to do whatever the fuck he wants, however he pleases, and he doesn't care who he has to sacrifice for it.
yeah. They both think they're doing what's best for their city, which is why the conflict between Matt Murdock and Fisk was so powerful in the Netflix show. And it looks hopefully it looks like that energy is going to be transferred into Born Again. Um, you know, which I am excited for. I am excited for. You know what I mean? The street
Born
level shit.
Again
That's
is
where
gonna be
Marvel.
fucking crazy,
That's where
dude.
it lives. No, yeah, for sure. I
You know
hope
what?
that
I'm not gonna lie to
they do
you.
that.
I feel like I know what's gonna happen. Oh, sorry.
In what?
Okay. This is just a theory, but here's the
In
thing.
in Born Again or Spider-Man
Yeah,
4?
Born Again. Nothing like related to like, oh, this is gonna happen and shit like that in the show. What I'm thinking
Okay.
is Sony is gonna pay attention to this shit, and then once the season finale of Born Again comes out, uh, then they're really gonna like look at that, and then they're gonna probably rethink like, oh fuck, yeah, you know what? No, I think this shit has to be a street level fucking movie. We can't. No, if we do that, if we do what we want to do, we're really gonna screw over the fans, fucking
Oh
big
man, I hope
time.
so. I hope so. I hope they have the foresight to say, "Hey, listen," because Born Again is going to be a big show, you
Oh
know?
yeah, dude, and
Um,
it's not just
I
that.
hope so.
It's just like Daredevil and like Spider-Man. Like that's a duo you can't fuck up like that big, dude.
I
Like
think they know that. I think they know
that's your
that.
money bagger right there, dude.
Well, seeing that Charlie Cox was in No Way Home, I mean, they first of all, they set it up. You know what I mean? They set up that pairing. And remember back when No Way Home came out, I think the same week as that film came out, the Hawkeye episode came out where they
Yeah.
showed Kingpin. You know what I mean? So I think they know how to position it. I hope this multiverse shit I hope that's just smoke, to really
I'm
distract
hoping that
everybody,
it's just a fucking
you know?
rumor, like,
Yeah.
to get fans like really riled up. But then like we get the fucking news that it's not, and then we're just like, oh, okay, well, then we're chill.
Yeah, because my main worry, and I might even expand on this in a different video, but my main worry for Spider-Man 4, if it is multiverse oriented, like Tom is traveling through the multiverse and he's meeting up with Toby and Andrew again. Um, m- my main worry is that this will be the opportunity, but like the beginning of the end, as it were, for Tom's run as Spider-Man, and they will introduce a variant, like a Miles Morales, to replace him. That
Mm.
is my main worry because, for obvious reasons, because I think Tom is great and I want him to stick
I
around
feel
for as
like,
long as he can.
see, here's
And
the thing.
I know he's expressed wanting to be done soon, but I don't want him to go out this way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
No, I don't want that. I want it to be a nice grounded trilogy where he does his thing, or he is Spider-Man. He becomes that character and then introduce Miles later on. You don't have to do it through the fucking multiverse. It's
Yeah,
done.
dude, because
When Deadpool says it's done, it's done.
yeah. Like dude, like this trilogy, you could really make this trilogy like the best trilogy like in the history of fucking Spider-Man, okay? Like you have all your fucking chess pieces, fucking do it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Spider-Man Civil War would have been fire.
oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, um, the idea of it being what's it called? Like multiverse oriented. You mentioned it before. You think that's a Sony idea or a Marvel idea?
No, dude. I think it's 100% a fucking Sony idea. I don't think it's Marvel 100%.
You think Marvel would prefer to do a like a grounded Spider-Man
Oh
story?
yeah, dude. I wholeheartedly believe that because Marvel originally before No Way Home, that's when, Marvel and Sony they just decided to separate for a while.
Yeah.
Marvel wanted it to be like a street level fucking story, but no, Sony wanted this, Sony wanted that. They were
Yeah.
only paying attention to the fact that Far From Home made 1 billion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah, that
like
makes sense.
And here's the thing, Marvel, they know what the fuck they're doing, dude. Especially when they added that, Matt Murdock cameo in
Yeah.
in No Way Home because they want to do that. They want to lead it to where Tom he does his thing. He becomes Spider-Man, not through the multiverse, through fucking New York.
No, yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I don't want to see Tom with Toby and Andrew so soon. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
something that should remain special and saved for like I would imagine Secret Wars. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Secret Wars.
Don't cheapen it.
That's where it would be more impactful for
Yeah.
them. Like Secret Wars, like that's the only way you can do it after No Way Home. Like that's the only way you could really do it. It
Yeah.
makes no sense prior to do it like elsewhere. I'm pretty sure fucking Toby and Andrew, they're probably like revolting of what Sony probably fucking thinks. Like they're probably telling them like, "Are you out of your fucking minds?
We
What's wrong?"
just did this.
Yeah, we just fucking did this. What, you expect me to put on the suit again? I'm not putting on the suit again until Secret Wars. And then they fucking
Fuck
recast
you.
them.
Exactly. They Leonardo DiCaprio Spider-Man. Um, yeah, no, that's insane. I'm really hoping for the best for this film because I like Tom a lot as Spider-Man. And what do you think is more likely for the post-credit scene of this Spider-Man 4 film? What do you think is most likely? A Toby and Tom appearance leading into Secret Wars, or an appearance from Miles Morales from Across the Spider-Verse?
I mean, I guess I would be surprised by either of them.
Hmm.
However, I'm not gonna lie, I would kind of want like something that's, kind of something that kind of like, makes a lot more sense, if that makes any sense.
Right.
Uh, don't get me wrong, both of those sound pretty damn cool. Don't get me wrong. Uh, but I personally, thing I told you about a long time ago,
Which one?
I think it was Amazing Spider-Man issue number 2, where he meets the Fantastic Four for the first time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That would be a pretty dope post-credit scene where, like,
Yeah.
Reed and the others, uh, multiversal anomaly, fucking Peter Parker, they're like, "Who's this guy? I'm Spider-Man. We don't have a Spider-Man. It's
Yeah.
just Pedro Pascal.
Who are you?
Who are you?
What's a Spider-Man?
What's a Mr. Fantastic?"
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. If the Fantastic Four showed up. I mean, I hope to God the post-credit scene is not Daredevil. I would want that to be the co-lead, you know what I mean? Like I would
Oh
want
yeah.
Daredevil to be in the film actually, but you
You know
know,
what? We'll see.
we'll
We'll
see.
see. I mean, if Marvel can pull something out of their ass like they did with Daredevil Born Again, then fuck it. I then hopefully they'll cook with this one.
Yeah. Well, I guess the lesson here would be just be cautiously optimistic and watch our video about Spider-Man 4 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where Justin is the Scorpion and I'm Peter Parker.
That too.
Just watch it. You'll probably your anger will lessen after watching
Subside.
it.
Your anger will subside.
Yeah. You'll turn into Venom.
Fuck.
Oi, oi. Homelander don't kill me wife and took me only son.
Yeah, that was the best 12 minutes of my life. Taking
All
your
right.
from you. Just kidding.
Uh, all right, Justin. So what is
So,
the book you for us? Is it The Boys?
no, I'm actually gonna save the audience trouble on that because I think they all half of them already know and half of them don't know, and those half that don't know, uh, you're safe.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
The book that I have is Hellboy. Obviously, it's in my what you might call it
Hmm.
book collection because I prefer to keep it there.
Sure. Sure.
But the Hellboy short stories collector's book is filled with Hellboy stories, but um, involving Hellboy between book 1 and book 2. Short stories that take place while Hellboy is going on his many different investigation and adventures.
Oh, so it's like
It's like
it's not a
filler
like a
stories.
oh, okay, okay. So it's like
Yeah, yeah.
Hellboy started as short stories that were kind of
Well,
anthological.
it started off with the mainline story, but
Uh-huh.
then just to get people well acquainted with the character and this universe that they're in, they did the filler stories first.
Oh, so like what are the most prominent stories that like people should know in this collection?
Hmm. There's this one story where I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little bit pissed off that
Oh, why?
uh, that they because here's the thing, uh, Hellboy 2019, obviously that was shit. um, they did a story in there involving like a vampire like looking monster at the beginning of the movie.
Mhm.
Uh, that story in the comic book was actually a lot more emotional than it was funny.
Oh, damn. Oh, oh, so in the movie it's like played up for laughs and shit.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, they got some parts of it right. Like it's a Mexican fighter, but the difference in the comic book is there were three Mexican fighters and they were all brothers.
So what's the story? What's it called, first of all?
I forgot the name.
Oh, that's totally cool. Well, Hellboy, Mike Mignola does the writing and the artwork. Is that for the majority of the series that he does the artwork? Because I know it kind of interchanges at times.
Yeah, I think it stops when Hell on Earth starts, the
Hmm.
comic book series. So yeah,
Yeah, well, you have a first issue of Hellboy, uh, and
signed.
it's and it's signed and it's certified. Um, Wait, I remind me the story behind you getting that because I know you're a big Hellboy fan and that was a big moment for you
Let me go get it
getting
real
that.
quick. Let me go get it
Yeah,
real
yeah,
quick.
go get it. I'm gonna serenade the audience. See, Justin here is big on Hellboy. He is so unbelievably big on Hellboy that he has a tattoo in his inner thigh of Hellboy, of the BPRD logo. That's how, and Abe Sapien near his grundle area, as it were. Is very
I'm gonna
impressive.
detest to the past two. I have not gotten any more tattoos yet, but I do want to get my right arm done with Hellboy pictures. But here we go.
Oh, look at that thing here. Let me get out of the way. You want to angle it a little bit?
Yeah,
Here. So it's seeded destruction. Seeded destruction. Oh shit. And what grading is it?
it's a grade 9.6.
9.6.
That's
Oh
the
my
that's as
God.
close as it's gonna get. This is the highest I think I've seen.
And you're never taking that out.
Nope, nope. This is staying in like
Oh my
forever.
God. What is it
And
about Hellboy that it really speaks to you? Because I know this is maybe your favorite comic book character. This is for sure your favorite
no,
book
yeah, this is
in
my favorite
comics.
comic book character. I like him because in a way I can kind of uh the way how he looks, I can sympathize with him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Feeling he's not really accepted and accepted for the way how he looks, the way how he's, different from others. I can feel that I could feel and, recognize that energy.
Yeah, he's kind of got that crap, take it or leave
Yeah.
it attitude, like, oh
Yeah.
man, if you got a problem with the horns, then get fucked pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you when you read it, do you hear Ron Perlman's voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like that's the definitive voice in my opinion for Hellboy.
Yeah. Well, how long has Hellboy been going on? Is the series still being produced and everything?
It's still being made, the comics, and it started uh
Like
uh
late
uh
90s, right?
yeah, like late 90s. It the comic itself didn't even start, like I think like 1990 97.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wow. Oh my God. Gee, that's 27 years. Holy shit.
His first ever appearance I think was like in the 80s.
Oh,
Uh
really?
yeah, his first ever, like the first time anyone's ever thought of Hellboy was like during the 80s, during like I think like some kind of like Italian version of Comic Con.
Oh, really? What
Yeah.
was Mignola there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are very few books where it shows like his first ever appearance,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, that costs a leg and a limb.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that's like historic. That's like the first sketch of the turtles, like the Ninja Turtles and everything. You know,
Yeah,
That's crazy. So wait, it was a book because you said it was at a Comic Con in Italy. Is it a book or is it like a sketch? Like what
It's a
Magnola?
book.
What? It's a book. Well,
Yeah,
okay,
it's a
wow.
book.
And
And
it's
the first
Hellboy.
time and the first time he's ever appeared in a comic book was I think in a comic book series called Next.
Next.
Yeah,
Wow. Jesus, that's insane.
which I'm not gonna lie to you is a lot more than what I paid for this.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's whenever I come to your place and I see that thing, it's always like glistening, it's beautiful, it's vibrant, like it's encased, it's saved,
Mm-hmm.
you
I
know?
I don't even mess with it. Like this is one of the rare instances where I ever like take it off the damn pedestal.
Well, you did see Mike Mignola in the flesh.
Sadly, no.
You haven't?
No. Remember that one year that I thought I was going to meet him? I did
Yeah.
not do enough research and found out that he was going to be there on a day that I would be working.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my gosh.
now I gotta fucking figure out how I'm gonna meet this guy officially.
That's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. Hey, but you know what? That's okay because a couple months ago during Monster Palooza, I got to see Michael Ironside.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember seeing Michael Ironside. Dude, we
like
were like
I
looking at each other.
like you saw the face I made. I was like, is that fucking Michael Ironside?
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, holy
Michael
shit.
Ironside.
I'm
Dude, I
meeting
was
the
freaking out
general in
also.
real life.
Yeah, the General and Dark Side.
Yeah.
Dude, he had this whole line at the Monster Palooza in
He
the at the Paseo, and
he had a
like there were
whole
these
ass
guys making
line.
some, yeah, and he's just like in his own little space on in the hallway and everything, and uh, there's like a whole line, and there's some sort of ruckus. I'm not listening to the whole thing, but I'm just like, freaking, that's Michael fucking Ironside. The line should be longer. And he tells like he's like focused on signing the shit and getting paid and everything, and he tells the people in his line, settle down. And I was like, holy shit, dude, this guy's about to blast him with some optic blasts, omega beams.
See that like that's the thing when you see like that's the difference maker when you see an actual legend in front of you. That's what I want to. That's the feeling I want to get when I see Mike Mignola.
Yeah, it's gonna be greater, I think. You know what's
Oh,
funny?
dude, it's gonna be greater. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. You know what's funny about you saying Michael Ironside is that he could have easily done a voiced Hellboy at some point. He should have.
I could easily see that in like an animated show.
Yeah.
I think he would be a pretty good voice actor for Hellboy.
Yeah, he's got that fucking presence, those cojones, the dark side vibe.
Or you know what? Or actually, no, 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 no. I was thinking maybe like for
Channing Tatum.
pretty good convincing voice for like Rasputin, but then I'm like, nah. I think I would probably prefer like a Russian accent or something.
Yeah, for sure. For a Russian actor. Now, before we move on to the next book, is there anything lastly you want to say about Hellboy, what you think about it, what you think about the future of Hellboy since it's still going on and everything?
Okay, so the first movie, uh now that I've read a little bit more of the comics, and believe me, I have like a shit ton of fucking comics that I'm still reading.
Yeah,
Literally.
because you have Hellboy adjacent, you have BPRD, Abe Sapien, dude. You have it all, man.
um uh the first movie, it was mostly accurate as it followed mostly the mainline story of Hellboy.
Mhm.
Literally with his conflict with his destiny and Rasputin. That was kind of like the similar one that we got close to a comic accurate like Hellboy uh, movie. However, the other ones, I mean, not so much. The 2019 one was okay, but then went off the fucking rails.
What about the
However,
Golden Army?
actually, that one was never in the books.
Oh, really? It's its own thing.
It's its own thing, which
Oh, wow.
that I kind of like because
Yeah.
it puts its own spin.
Oh,
Now,
sick. Okay.
this new one called Hellboy the Crooked Man, that one is literally ripped right out of the comic books.
Hmm.
Um, uh, Primarily because it's one of those short stories I told you about,
Right.
um, where it follows Hellboy going up into a town, I think like in Maine, where apparently there's been like this like kind of like Salem witch kind of thing going on.
Oh, okay.
And like this supernatural entity called the Crooked Man, which I guess you could say is like kind of like an equivalent to like a devil when really I think he's just a demon.
Yeah.
But um, that's the one where I'm thinking like, you know what, the trailers that I've seen for this one, I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks oddly CGI, but
Yeah.
um,
Looks kind of cheap. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's the thing that's getting me. Like it looking kind of cheap. But one thing I will say, just looking at the trailer, it looks very like accurate to what the story is trying to say.
Okay, I mean that's fair, and I'm sure because you're the biggest Hellboy fan I know. I'm sure you appreciate that, and who knows, maybe it will be good despite, the production aspects that it has going against it. Because I
I mean,
mean,
if you think about it, this is the
it's tough,
first
right?
I mean, if you think about it, this is probably one of the first Hellboy films that's really going to include the horror that some
Right.
fans have been really waiting for, especially specifically me. But I guess you could say that's why people are kind of like taking a step back from it. But other than that, like I think this one has potential, but we'll see.
We'll see, man. I mean, there was a time where Guillermo del Toro was making these films,
Oh
and those
yeah.
movies have such scale. He's a visionary. He's like those movies, even if you don't love them, because I don't love them. I think they're fun. They are incredible to look at. The
Dude,
the the
yeah.
production, the makeup, the music, the performances. I think it is incredible. It's Guillermo, you know what I mean? He loved Hellboy when no one knew what it was back in the 90s. And pro- he is very responsible for it becoming the icon
Oh
within the
yeah.
indie scene that it is. Um, so
It's one
I love, yeah.
it's one of the many reasons why like more and more fans they're starting to like starting to have views outside of Marvel and DC.
Yeah, yeah. Image and Dark Horse are great places to start if you're looking for um indie stuff for
Hell
comic
yeah.
books. And
When
yeah.
people got done of Marvel and DC, like some of them found Spawn, some of them found Hellboy or Invincible or like a bunch of other damn comics. And The Boys
Yeah.
for those that are hardcore.
It's like the boys. If you're a dynamite fella.
Oh
Um
yeah. If you're a
um
dynamite fellow like Brian,
yeah, like
I
Brian.
see you,
Oh
Brian.
my God. Brian, that fool, he loves the boys too much, dude. IDW also, who've done they've been carrying the torch for the turtles, you know?
Specifically The Last Ronin, and
Hmm.
uh, uh, they they fucked it up pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get you on the Last Ronin podcast when we get
Oh,
there. I'm gonna get a whole crew, a whole family,
thank
brothers.
you.
All right, for sure. You're in it, because I know how you are about the turtles. But yeah. Before we move on, we should have gotten Hellboy 3 a long time ago.
Oh yeah. No doubt in that. No doubt in that.
It is a sin. That's it. God damn it. Now,
Sin.
before we get in, speaking of sins, before we get into the book I brought, I want to tell a quick story about our dear friend Miles when we went to
Oh no.
Monster Palooza, and you were there for
This man
for
was
when this happened.
traumatized.
This man was traumatized. When we're walking around Monsterpalooza, which is a great convention, little small horror convention in Pasadena, we're walking around the aisles, seeing all the different horror icons, the makeup tutorials, people getting their faces played with, cosplay all over the place, toys,
Legendary actors.
legendary actors. Michael Ironside, the actor who played Pinhead was there. Candyman was there. Um, I always forget that actor's name, but icons to the left of me, to the right of me. And what happens is that we run to this comic book vendor who has all these different books, not just comics, books about film, art, and everything. And there's a sealed box there, like a long box that says 18 and up. And our friend Miles, our dear friend Miles, he can't help himself. He opens the box, he does his little thing, he picks one up. Holy shit. And it's one of the erotic comic books that he looks to me and he says, I didn't know they made books like this. He turns into
No, he
Shaggy.
fucking knows. No, he knew. He knew, and he just tried to fucking play it off.
Well, what do you think is behind his reaction to that? Do you think it was performative? Do you think it was genuine? What do you think was going through his head when he saw the erotic comic
I
books?
couldn't, I couldn't, I couldn't believe it. Okay, like I'm sorry, Miles, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but like, dude, I didn't buy that one fucking second. All right, not for one bit. Okay, like that that was bullshit, Miles.
He's a connoisseur.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Like, don't get me wrong. We love you, man, but for fuck's sake, I did not buy that for 1 second.
There's no way. If you know Jacob, our friend Jacob, you know about this stuff, okay?
Oh no, Jacob knows this 100%.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was hilarious to watch his reaction though, try to play it off like, oh, because his girlfriend was there. It's like, what is this? Oh, losing it.
He tried
Losing
to
it.
make it like a little bit too genuine too.
Honestly, dude, like it's like, hey man, because I know he wanted to buy some. And the guy started to sell to him. It was like trying to pitch him. It's like, yeah, man, those are rare. You want to pick those up before someone else comes in? I'll give you a good deal, and you can read them in private and shit. And
Which goes
Miles
to tell
began to
you that the
sweat.
seller was not making any sales.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that long box was filled up, dude. But Miles began to sweat. It was that meme from Key and Peele where the guy's sweating.
Miles, what are
It
we
was
gonna do
awesome.
with you?
It's
I don't know what
Miles.
we gotta do with you.
What are we gonna do with you, Miles? I swear, I knew nothing.
I
Bullshit.
swear.
Were you tempted to buy some? Because I was.
No, I was not.
All right, well, I'll buy it. Okay.
Believe me when I
Let's.
say this, I would not want to walk out of that building with a picture of hentai in my damn hands, and then somebody looking at me and saying like, "Oh, so you're one of them."
Nani?
uh,
They catch you.
I can explain.
Like that SpongeBob episode. I can explain. They catch you with the hentai, and then you just go, oh.
Oh, oh no. Just try
Okay.
to play,
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
just try to play it off, uh, like Sebastian. Like, what?
What? How could you
I
ever think?
He just tries to fucking act like Leonidas during 300. I never heard of that. I never heard of such orders.
Sebastian gets caught with the hentai and says,
And
yes.
he's wearing the fucking 300 clothing.
Oh my god. Dressed as a Spartan?
Finding out the Spider-Man 4 news.
Ah, what a great issue.
Classic Spider-Man. Man, I love it when Spider-Man is just New York, the villains, MJ, the Daily Bugle. It gets me excited for the next Spider-Man film. Now that Tom's set up to be street-level Peter Parker, let's look into what's going on with Spider-Man 4. Bet it's great. Multiverse, but in multiverse, I love you guys. Spider-Man home's away. Spider-Man homeworld, no way home again. Spider-Man far from home again. Spider-Man, where's my home? Spider-Man, who's Spider-Man for Spider-Man. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next book, because this actually ties in very well with our events recently, Justin, because you and I recently watched a movie in the theaters that you were very excited for. You're a big fan of this franchise. I know it.
Oh yeah.
Like
And I
Hellboy.
and unfortunately, I think I might have ruined the film for you when I kept
No,
pulling and tugging you.
no, you didn't. You didn't. You were. I was very excited to go see it with you. We saw it with a couple friends. It was Alien Romulus, the latest Alien film, and it was a lot of fun. I dug it. I
Quite
thought it
possibly the
was
best
pretty.
alien film since Aliens.
I mean, it's definitely one of the better ones since Aliens, in my opinion. Because this franchise has been in recent decades has been very hit or miss, and more miss than hit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And for me, at least, this one hit. I dug it and I enjoyed watching it with you. But to tie in to the film, Marvel and 20th Century Studios released very recently. I think it was last week. This first issue came out. It was Aliens versus Avengers because
Or AVA.
new AVA because you knew this was going to happen when Disney released um or when they took over 20th Century Fox. They got the rights to the apes, they got the rights to Predator and Alien, and it was only a matter of time before these characters collided with the Marvel heroes. Because, Alien and Predator, they have a history with comics, like a heavy history with comics. They've crossed over with everybody. They've had books of their own. They've crossed over with the Terminator, RoboCop, Superman, Batman,
Oh
Um,
yeah.
now it's Marvel's time to shine with these characters. And I got an issue today as of this recording, and I had to go to a couple places to get an issue, and it's not even I got a variant cover. Let me put it that way. This thing is selling like hot cakes. I got the variant cover where it's kind of homaging. I think it's Alien 3,
Yeah,
you
Alien
know?
3.
Yeah, and it's a really
Wait, who's that at the top?
so I'm okay, so obviously it's Iron Man on the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
I'm guessing that at the top that is Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
huh.
because Carol
Oh,
is
well,
in
that makes
this
sense.
issue.
No,
Right.
yeah, I know she's
So
in the issue.
yeah, it's just a little hard to tell. I thought it was Green Lantern at first. I was like, wait a minute. This
I
is
thought
not
that was
right here.
Batman, actually. I was like, what the fuck? The Justice League's in here too?
Hell yeah. The most unlikely Marvel versus DC book you'd ever see.
Marvel
With the
versus DC
aliens.
versus aliens.
Oh, and then a predator shows up. But this is following the trend of the 20th Century Studios, which is a comic line now, um, making these crossover books. They have Planet of the Apes books, they have Predator books, they have Alien books and everything. I think it was last year they released Wolverine versus Predator, uh, which I heard was really cool. I heard was a really cool book and a whole really cool concept. Um, they released alongside Avengers versus Aliens, Black Panther versus Predator, which is pretty cool. I've not read it. Do you know anything about that?
I've heard stories about it. Apparently, a lot of people like it.
Well, I should have picked up an issue today because there were plenty of This was the one that was gonna sell. You know what I mean? Um, because this is all the aliens versus all the heroes. And have you read any of it? Have you heard anything about Alien versus Avengers.
Yeah. I know like tidbits of the story that apparently to start. You've already read it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
just I
okay, okay.
just finished before recording this. I just finished the issue.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that it starts off with Black Panther. Apparently, he has a galactic empire.
Yeah, yeah, and he's with
And,
his son. What Wakabi? I think his name is.
no, Azurdi.
Zuri. Who's
Yeah,
Wakabi?
I don't know. I've never heard that one before. But
Wakabi. Azur. Yes, yes. And they're in
but
space and everything.
yeah, and what I really like about that, like about that moment in the comics is it's really Black Panther, like getting himself affiliated with this one character who is basically an android from what the Alien films.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and what I really like about it is how like um in the middle of the story it shows just how progressively worse it gets for people on Earth
Oh my God.
when the aliens are there,
Yeah,
especially this is like possibly the most badass fucking thing. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm fucking talking about. I see that
yeah,
smirk.
yeah.
Um, so apparently this is taking place like right when like the X-Men they're in their Krakoa fucking thing,
Uh-huh.
and they're all leaving for Mars except for one fucking Apocalypse, and probably says the most badass fucking thing ever said that he's ever fucking said before. Oh, I'm
This
gonna
is the
stay.
coolest apocalypse has ever been.
Oh, I'm gonna stay, but I'm gonna go out either die trying or you know, if I kick the bucket. Because one thing I go by, only the fucking strongest can fucking live.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's a cool book to kind of set this up for newer readers because it's funny, I before this meeting I ran into Miles, who we talked about just now, and Crystal, and Crystal is a big big Alien fan, and I recommended this to her, because the reason I recommended it is she doesn't read comics or anything. As far as I know, she doesn't. She's not invested like we are.
Mhm.
The reason I recommended it is because this is set on its own Earth. Like this is a completely different universe than the main canon. It is written by Jonathan Hickman and it's illustrated by Isad Ribic, who notably worked together on Secret Wars from 2015. But this is its own canon. It's the Marvel universe if Wayland were a company within it.
Yeah.
Like you see Wayland himself as an old man, and it's set in the future. Like this, they've been dealing with this for a while. So the main characters we see are Bruce Banner as an old man, Carol Danvers, Miles Morales, Valeria Richards. We do start with T'Challa and his son, kind of dealing with a Kree, or I'm sorry, not the Kree. What are the Shi'ar? They're experimenting on this Kree soldier who was infected by the parasite, the xenomorphic parasite, and it's crazy. Like the first scene is Black Panther and his crew going up against a whole bunch of xenomorphs chasing him down. And you see these ships that are predisposed with eggs and like they're all going across the galaxy and they're going for Earth and these ships have like four queens on each one.
Oh yeah.
So whenever I thought about like who would win, Alien or the Avengers, like on instinct I'm always thinking the Avengers are going to take it. But in this book they really establish how the Avengers are fucked
Oh yeah,
because
dude. Like
it's
because
insane.
they went on it like like kind of like how like like the xenomorphs like the way how their like evolution is normally played like uh xenomorph when one gets infected it'll emerge with similar properties.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane, dude. And like they when they get to Earth, they take it within like days, dude. Like they
Oh
spread
yeah.
within a day. They get a queen the following days. They are all over the planet. There's only one city, one mega city left within Earth, and they're having to decide whether or not they can save humanity or just run, just get out, run take whatever they can from the human race and split like how the mutants did going to Mars. And the thing is, this is obviously a limited run. And this is the first issue. So I have no idea really where, especially with the cliffhanger, I have no idea where this is headed. Um, okay, I'm a spoil. Okay, Justin, are you ready?
Good. Hmm.
It's the first issue. And for those who are listening, who may be listening, cover your ears if you want to read it yourself.
Oh, I know what you're
Um,
talking about.
okay, it's at the very end. You
Do it.
you get some real cool mashups.
Do it.
Like you see the Hulk fight some xenomorphs. You see Spider-Man going through his thing. You see Captain Marvel and everything. You see Black Panther. And at the end, Valeria is trying to concoct a cure for the face huggers, pretty much. Like create a virus for the virus, because that's what this parasite is. It's a virus that's going all over the place. You can tell the pandemic in 2020 really influenced how this was being written. So Valeria tries to make a cure. It's revealed that she was infected by the xenomorph, and she dies. There's a fucking crazy fight scene between the Hulk and a giant xenomorph and everything. And uh, what happens is a face like he beats it. A face hugger shows up, comes after Spider-Man, who is Miles Morales. So it's not Peter. I can only assume that Peter died at some point. I don't know yet. But it's Miles here. He's like probably what, like early 40s maybe.
Yeah.
And Miles gets the face hugger on him and it's all over him and you can, because you know the movie so well, you can hear it. You can hear like it going through his mask and everything. And everyone's like, "Oh shit, Spider-Man's about it's over. It's over at this point." And what happens is the facehugger gets off him, and it's revealed that Miles was infected already with a symbiote, and it affects the facehugger, and this facehugger is now talking with the symbiote voice, and it's like it's coherent, and Miles is like, "Oh, what the hell just happened?" It gets on him now, and it's like anti-venom in the new game, and it's like, oh shit, we have a fighting chance now. They're gonna use xenomorphs against xenomorphs on this symbiote level. It's symbiote plus face hugger. That's this shit plus a xenomorph. Like that's
I've always
insane.
kind of wondered, like who the fuck would come out on top of a xenomorph or a symbiote?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because they're pretty much the
They're
same
practically
thing,
the same thing.
And now they heard you. They heard you, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna put that shit into a comic book. We're gonna make it fun. We're gonna make it dope because it's dope."
You know what? Something told me like if they acquire fucking Fox, this shit was gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I mean, it was it's unbelievable, dude. I'm very excited. Jonathan Hickman is one of my favorite writers currently in comic books. He's currently doing um Ultimate Spider-Man, the new one coming out each
Mhm.
month. And he, like I mentioned, he did Secret Wars, he did the Fantastic Four that kind of preceded the new Avengers and everything. He's a prolific writer. I really love his stuff, and this first issue sold me because it's I usually hate how comics are run by what happens in the films. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like that happens more with Marvel than DC. I think it happens the most with Marvel.
yeah.
But this is not that by any means. This is just like a really fun,
Don't
really
think
depressing book. Um,
the
what do you
Hulk
think about
saying
the
every
matchup?
time we're fucked.
We're, what's funny
There's
about that
nothing
is
we
that
can
when I
do,
went
Carol. We're fucked.
when I went to see the at the Hollywood Bowl with Andrew for the Marvel concert, the whole time we're just doing the smart Hulk voice, just the whole time. Geez, Cap. Here we go. Oh, Xenomorph, you know. But
God
what do you
damn it.
think of the pair up of Avengers and Aliens?
I say like this. issue did what it was supposed to do, sell me, and it did. And the fact that they even went as far as to show like how fucked up this shit can get really like shows me like oh fuck. So they're actually paying attention to the source material now.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely, it's they're fans of Alien. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
They're fans, and I found it very interesting that they did. It's its own universe, but it is retconning to add Wayland into it because that's something I was curious about. Is it like a parallel Earth situation? Like, is it are universes colliding? Is Wayland even a thing? But no, he is, and they bring up those kind of those esoteric themes of like what are we gonna do now? We're the last of humanity. How do we deal with the future of humanity?
Oh
And
yeah.
it's very interesting, especially since a lot of these characters, like Bruce Banner, is old and he's blind due to gamma sickness. He has
Oh yeah.
cataracts. They're old. They're old. They've lived in this world for a while, and the art is just stellar.
I like
And
the art.
I recommend it. Yeah, dude, this guy is freaking dope. That famous panel of Doctor Doom grabbing Thanos' spine and ripping it out. That's who this guy is.
Oh yeah.
God
That's
damn it.
who he is.
That's the motherfucker. Uh, but yeah, I recommend it wholly. And here, wait, hold up. In space, no one can hear you scream. Give-
Oh God.
We're in space.
Oh man.
Oh, oh.
Ah, that's a nice actually after effect.
Right. I feel like no one can hear me because I'm in space.
Looking like a fucking nebula.
If Ripley shows up in this series, it's lit.
One can only hope.
Phase 4 could have been about the Fantastic Four and establishing them in the MCU, not having to use the whole multiverse angle to do it. We could have gotten a couple films about them, learning about them, their place in the MCU, especially now that the Avengers are kind of disbanded. Here comes this group of heroes to kind of take the limelight, to inspire the world through science, and slowly you start to hear about people with powers coming about. Reed Richards might even be fascinated and examine some of these people. He is a doctor after all. He knows about biology. Maybe he peers into their genetic material and he sees that there are some odd mutations involved in their DNA. And slowly, these beings rise up. We still get things like WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, She-Hulk even, Shang-Chi, but the Fantastic Four are the ones to really drive Phase 4.
Come on! Come on!
Ugh. Alrighty, what's up, everybody?
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, you take it, bitch.
And we are back, and we are going to wrap it up on this one. It was a lot of fun. We had some really great discussions. Justin, thank you for helping me out. I love doing podcasting with you. Love filming with you. We still have some things to film before our films come out later this year in October. Golden Hour, a trailer just released for it, and we have that one in the bag. It's coming out, and we have a little PSA that we're going to do with Mr. Justin regarding film etiquette at some point. So, guys, so get excited. Are you excited, Justin?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. Especially with the fact that that we're going to be doing a little bit more filming, but once we get that done, then we should be good.
You'll see more of Justin if you pay attention to the cinematic aspect of this channel. See some more.
Actually, I think you'll see a lot more of me when you see people just follow the screams. Follow the screams.
just follow the screams. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'll find me at the
yeah.
at the center of it all.
Unlike Earth, in space, no one can hear you scream.
And I'm in space mostly.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Have a good one. Please do that YouTube stuff of liking and sharing and subscribing. And you'll see more of us talking about comic books and everything. Justin, thank you again for all your wonderful help. Guys, have a good one. Stay safe. And goodbye.
Hey, goodbye.